find it here the next couple of days. Just let me do my work, right? And that's where you are right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote the contract before I left because I knew they were going to buy that house last night.
Awesome.
Perfect for them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
She really did actually. She's like, I already wrote the contract.
Right?
Before she even met.
It was funny last night when we were standing in the kitchen. He said, I want to make an offer, and I opened up my folder, and he started laughing. He said, I knew you knew how to read me.
Nice. Right?
So he signed it.
Ooh. Emotional intelligence, the capacity to understand the intentions, motivation, and desires of others. We are going to talk about this. This is a big deal. This is selling. This is life. And that's what you did there. Right? That's super, super huge. That's a great challenge. Give me something else. There's a lot of stories in there. Right? Give me something else.
I learned a lot.
Yep. Always. Anybody? Eric, you look like you're thinking about something over there.
I'm always thinking about something, but put me on the spot. I don't have anything right offhand.
Anybody? Come on.
I got something.
All right.
Cold calling. Like,
Yeah.
I love cold calling. It's so fun. But got a lot of no's, and I started to change my tone a little bit. And when I talk to somebody, of course they want to hang up. But I just started, being myself, and something made me laugh. And I was explaining to the person who I am, and I was like laughing. And then they were laughing.
Yeah.
So it became to be like, they're not wondering who is this person. It's almost like I want to know who this person and why are they laughing.
Yeah.
So they're asking me a question like, why are you laughing? And I told them why I was laughing, and then we just kind of got into a conversation.
Yeah.
And he's like, you don't come off as a salesperson. I said, well, I am, but you just give 100% of me. And I kind of use that to my other cold calls, and I've been getting some really good success with that. Staying professional, of course, but just giving that energy out.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm still playing with, but I'm just kind of enjoying just trying to feel people out for the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then see where I can kind of go from there.
Super, super important. They have to always know that you're coming from a position of help. Always. 100%. Because a lot of times people get them on the phone, they're trying to shove things down their throat, and they're trying to direct it. You got to always build that rapport, and they need to know that you care and you're coming from a position of help. You can do it in a fast, efficient manner. Your customers will be thanking you at the end of the process for not being the word pushy whenever you actually did it in 50% less time than the others, because you asked questions, gained great rapport, you listened, and then you had a resolution a lot quicker, right? Over and over and over again, I have folks tell me, thank you so much for being totally engaged to me and my needs and what have you, and not being pushy, when here I'm selling 50 more homes than everybody else in a much faster manner, right? Because you're zoning into them, you're building great rapport. They know that they're the most important people in the room, period. And they know that you truly believe they're the most important people in the room or on that phone call, right? And you truly care about everything. When you do, when you truly care and they trust you, guys, there is no limit on how you can help them. But the phone, is the first place lots of times you're having these conversations. So you nailed it. You've got to be really good. Chuck's nodding his head. Really good early, right? And you got to have that tenacity that you're going to gain that rapport quickly. You're going to dive into them, and they're not going to work with anybody else because they're like, this person can bring value to me. So you're going to learn. Just keep diving and keep listening to Chuck and asking him more questions.
I got another one too. Based on just the tone. I talked to one of my buyers and couldn't get him to budge on giving me particular information. So I told Chuck, I'm like, here, see what you can get out of him. And Chuck was able to do a better job of obtaining what he needs. And I know I've done that for Chuck as well one time where he couldn't get through somebody, but I helped him out.
Yeah.
So I think that, it's not always about the first no. Maybe it's just me. Maybe they're having a bad day. But, I can always direct it right over to him. And then he can take the reins and see what happened. And, JJ did that for me as well. With a listing I was trying to get on. So
yeah, it's all about the team too, helping each other. Like you got a lot of great resources in here to help you. All right, give me a success story, somebody. I just talked about challenges. Maybe my mind does too. Thinks more about successes. Give me a success that's happened recently. I know you guys have had some. Yes, sir.
Well, the one of the floaters, which I feel very confident will be closed within the day or two.
Yep.
But they were Price point's right around 100,000, and we're having a difficult time finding anything exactly what they wanted that was updated, didn't need a whole lot of work done. So I dropped the price point down a little bit into the 80s, and found a home that needs a little bit of fixing up. But I first did a video for them, and then while I was there, I was able to kind of map out. I had a great first conversation with them, so I knew what they were looking for. Took the video, and then in the email with the video and the follow-up phone call afterwards, able to take what they said in that first and second phone call conversation with them and put that into plan of what the home could be with dropping the price down. And now we're just going to waiting to get the signature on the other end and have it be ratified.
So a lot of listening going on, right?
Yeah.
A lot of verifying, a lot of summarizing.
Correct.
I heard Andrew on the phone earlier, man. I was super impressed. I was super impressed. Is the guy not getting unbelievable fast, right? Yeah. Super good. Like summarizing, basically on the phone, I heard him summarizing and said, I can't remember I didn't hear the names of the customers, but we'll call him Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Andrew was leading the process. He was like, based on everything we've discussed, there's no doubt that Merle's is the place for you, and let me tell you why. I was like, dude, this guy's on it, right? But that's it, right? I mean, he was totally listening. And then, they're all over the place. And then, of course, it's your job to narrow down. And they'll be happy customers because he was 100% engaged in them listening. And then saying, come on, guys, I got you. Right?
Yeah, she was really stressful over the phone because they live in Wisconsin, never been here. So she did not know where she wanted to be. So just by the conversations of what they like to do outside of the house and things that we've discussed in role playing, you know, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I was really able to see what they enjoy doing and where they wanted to be. So they mentioned they love going to dinner, seafood restaurants, they love biking, parks, and I'm like, oh, Merle's Inlet, Marsh Walk, perfect. So she's really excited. You could tell from the beginning of the conversation to the end that like kind of the stress just kind of lifted off of her a little bit, and I said we're just going to make this as easy as possible. I said just let me know when you're coming to town. She said April 1st that weekend, so we're going to get exactly what she wants, and we'll look into the other areas as well a little bit. I told her we'll keep options open, but just my kind of discussion, it looked like Merle's Inlet was the best place, so I'm excited, and I think she is too.
That's awesome. Well, it sounded great.
I got mad at myself, though, because I forgot a couple of things to ask her afterwards. But.
Well, I could have dug deeper on coaching moments there. Did you set an exact, April 1st is right around the corner. You set an exact appointment?
Yeah, I did, yes.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's good.
I didn't get the...
if you do that, right, that's the first step. And whatever you didn't get, just call them back.
Right.
Just call. You think I haven't been on the phone conversation, hung up, and then called them right back in 5 minutes, right? Joe, I was just thinking, I missed a couple of pieces to this puzzle that I need to get from you. So you got a couple more minutes, sure, right? Get the lender involved, right? Just find out a little bit more. Make sure you have the exact appointment, whatever it may be. So you can always call them back.
Right.
100%. Don't ever be afraid of that. All right. So does everybody understand? Has everybody heard of the emotional intelligence term?
Can we give a shout out to Chris Koppel? She's watching from Florida.
What's up, Chris? Enjoy that cruise. That's awesome. Ask her, does she know what emotional intelligence is? I'm sure she probably does. I would say that Chris really does. But emotional intelligence, everybody, well, show of hands, who knows this term and who understands it? Who's ever used it? Anybody ever studied it? Right? All right, well, this is good. This is good. This is what you do every day, by the way, right? This is what I do every day. What I do every day is try my best to understand you guys, how I can best help you, right? What we do in sales.
How's that going for you?
Pretty good sometimes. There's always, look, you guys are amazing. There's always challenges, right? We're always knocking down roadblocks, But Jeremy Jinx is the toughest one, so we keep grinding them.
Figure me out, you'll get like an award at the end or something.
There's got to be an award somewhere, right? So the capacity to understand the intentions, motivation, and desires of others. All right, tell me, now read that again. The capacity to understand the intentions, motivation, and desires of others. Why is that important in what we do? Anybody? Yes, ma'am.
Because the
purchasing a home is a huge emotional purchase.
Right?
It's one of the biggest investments people make in their lives, and they want to know that you understand what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
And that you can, feel kind of what they feel, or at least understand the emotion that comes behind what they feel, backing that purchase.
Yeah.
It makes you more relatable.
Yeah. Would it be good if when I was coaching you guys and stuff, if I just talked like this all the time and I never changed tones, and that's what I did, and I said, Jessica, you're doing a wonderful job. Amber, you're great. Brad, you're doing unbelievable. Oh my gosh, Andrew, the way conversation you had.
Yeah, that'd be awful.
Well, that'd be awful, right? But that's what some sales agents do, right? They just keep it, like they're delivering information, they're telling, not selling, they're not living the emotions, they're not bringing energy, enthusiasm, and they're not gaining that emotion. It's the most important decision of the client's life, right? Hence why I have down here energy, emotion, energy, enthusiasm, emotion. Here's my question. What does energy, enthusiasm, emotion mean to you in terms of the business of sales? Why is it important? What does it mean to you? Energy, enthusiasm, emotion. Read that again. What does it mean to you? Why is it important to you? Give me something. Chuck, give me something.
Well, most importantly, it's what's going to be able to allow you to accomplish your goals as well as accomplish your clients' goals, and get an understanding of what's most important to them. I think what, it really digs and comes down deep to is, actually listening to the client from the beginning to the end and taking the steps necessary to make it as easy a purchase or sale, whatever they're looking to do as possible.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it comes down to, making it as easy as them, as well as, achieving their ultimate goal as well as yours.
Yeah.
So, which is for us to sell more homes, help more clients, and for them to get them into their new home or sell their home and make that as easy a transition for the whole family as possible.
Yeah.
So,
does anybody have a good friend or good friends that you enjoy spending time with? They bring great energy, they bring great enthusiasm, they bring great emotions to your relationship, and there might be some happy times, there might be some tears, but they're there for you all the time, and you're excited to see them. And it's you're always excited no matter what, and you can handle anything. You might have friends like that. I do, right? Those are the ones that I choose to spend time with. Agreed? Right? You need to be that for your clients. They need to want to choose time to spend with you. Does that make sense? Why is it so darn important? Why is this so darn important? What if Chuck started the conversation to these folks? He's calling in, and somebody said 30 seconds earlier. I was like, damn, Chuck, you got to step it up. It needs to be 3 seconds. But what if first of all, does the guy bring energy, enthusiasm on the phone? You think it gets into the emotions?
Yeah.
Right? So what if he didn't?
Well, first impressions are so important. So
incredibly important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you got one shot at the first impression, and it's fast.
The handoff wouldn't be that well either.
It wouldn't be good, would it? Yeah. Yeah. Now remember, here's the challenge for you guys. You got Chuck and Luz and Olivia over here bringing it. You got to bring it, right? You got to bring it. Now understand too. I know you guys have been working hard on the role playing stuff, different tonalities and this, that, and the other with the customer. But you got to learn your customer quickly, But you got to bring it. So why? Tell me, come on, give me something. Why is it so incredibly important? I'm getting somewhere here. Why is it so incredibly important? Yes, sir.
No one else wants to say anything.
Yeah.
The purchase, it's emotion backed by logic.
Mm-hmm.
So if you miss the entire emotion part of that purchase and sale for somebody, you're probably missing 70% of it. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
So one of the husband or wife, one of them is going to get emotional and fall in love with the home.
Yeah.
Not, I like it and it checks all of the boxes.
Yeah.
Right? Then they're going to go through the financials. They're going to go through all the, but it's emotion backed by logic.
Mm-hmm. Entertainers and athletes and educators. We all love educators. But let's face it, entertainers and athletes and educators, right? Who financially does better? Anybody have an answer there?
Entertainers
and athletes. When you think about education and entertainers and athletes, when you think about a great, we're in March Madness, right? Question, is there going to be great energy? Is there going to be great enthusiasm? And you think there's going to be a little bit of damn emotion? And the stands are like jumping out of their seats. They want freaking more. Right? And then I'm just saying, there are some amazing educators that can engage you, but when you think about education, sometimes it can be monotone. I'm just delivering. I'm just telling. I'm not having you jump out of your seats, right? You need to bring this for your customers and having them jump out of their seats to work with you, right? And like, you're the only one in the market that I want to work with. You're going to bring so much value, and they can't wait. Just like they told Laura, we're not buying a home in North Carolina because you can't serve North Carolina. That's bringing energy, enthusiasm, and emotion. Yeah, I told her I was going to embarrass her today, and she was like, all right, bring it on. But it's in a good way. Little Laura over here is off to a great start. It's not surprising to me at all. She's not, and let me tell you something. I love you, but she's not the most educated in real estate. She just started, right? Nor am I, and I've been doing it for 20 years, so we're always learning. But she's bringing energy, enthusiasm, getting into the emotions, listening to the people, and then going, welcome home, guys. Oh, my God. Congratulations. This is it. Right? Is that what you're doing?
Well, not to that level.
We got to step it up here.
It's always room for improvement.
I don't know their house, but when I feel like it's their house, I say, welcome home.
Right?
And it's usually the one they want to put an offering on.
Yeah, but everybody agreed her spirit's amazing, right? You think she's bringing energy, enthusiasm? Is she living in fear? No. Does she? I mean, when she says, I want to change lives, do you really believe she wants to change lives? Yeah. I really believe it, right? I wake up every day wanting to change lives, every single day. And when she tells me, I'm like, she really wants to do it,
She's having fun too. I'm gonna do it.
Boom, right? So when you state these three things, you feel like you throw having fun. I used to always, and probably need to do it in some more communication with you guys and stuff, but every time I send stuff out to my teams I was training, at the end of the day, there'd be some bullet points, things you do, and then like, at the end of the day, just have fun, right? But having fun is not living in the friend zone. Having fun is changing lives and moving things forward. We are in the business of sales. Having fun is bringing strong offers to close transactions, right? And get the home that you want. But she's a great example right now. Chris Koppel. She's watching us. I had to give her a shout out. She's bringing great energy, enthusiasm, and conviction. Would everybody agree with that? Yes. Yeah. We all love Chris, right? I think all of you guys go, I love Chris. Well, I love her too. She's awesome, But she's bringing conviction, energy, enthusiasm, and spirit. And then when you do and you understand your client, it's like, come on, guys. This is it. Welcome home. This is how we're doing things. Now, you can do it if you're bringing that and you're listening to them. So along the way, you got to be a great, great listener. How does intentional listening help? When I say that, intentional listening, what do I mean by that? Because there is a difference. How do you intentional listening? Sometimes we listen just to ask the next question, right? We're just waiting for them to get so we can just ask something else. Or we can be intentional about our listening, and why is that important?
Gets you to the next step. You're asking a question that's meaningful, not just that's going to send you down a rabbit hole. You're asking a question with the intention of it taking you to the next level with that client.
Yeah.
That's,
Why? So dig a little deeper. Why else? Right?
You can say things like, so what I hear you saying is?
Yes. Yep. Which is huge. Always acknowledging.
Affirmation.
Yeah. Affirming and acknowledging always. Look, you got to be intentional that I'm listening to help change their lives. And the more I understand, you can't get ahead of yourself. That's why you got to slow down. You can't get ahead of yourself thinking of that next question. You just got to really be intentional. Like, there's nobody else in the room, right? There's nobody else. You can, if they're on the other side of the phone, there's nobody else in my room. Nobody else is going to distract me. The joke that was said to me years ago when I was working with clients, they were like, I'm not sure that this would actually take place, but anyway, they were like, Trembley could be working with clients face to face, and a naked woman could walk in the room, he wouldn't even notice them. I was like, now that's taking it to the extreme. But I mean, I love the comment though, because it's totally in a zone, right? Totally in a zone, and you got to be there with them. And when they know that you're 100% intentional about helping them, and you're acknowledging, responding, and pivoting with more questions to better understand them, you can change their world. But if they don't, then you're up a hard
Can I
way.
add something to that?
Sure.
I see agents all the time texting, calling, like, oh, hang on, let me take this phone call,
Mm-hmm.
like while they're with their clients.
Mhm.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, you should be doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you've taken the time to spend time with them, you should be 100% focused. I mean, what does Kristen tell me? Babe, whenever you're with me, I want you to be dialed into me, right? That's an important relationship. I fail sometimes. I'm getting a lot better, right? You need to be really, really, really intentional that time is extremely important. And when they know that, then they're like, Jeremy, what do you think?
Yep.
Jeremy, what do you think? You know, because now they trust you.
It's hard sometimes, but
Yeah.
I mean, I put my phone away.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, because guys, and I always say, if you made the choice to spend the time, then make the choice to spend the time, right? Just own it. You made the choice to own that time, and be really, really, really intentional. And so, does intentional listening? Did you get that? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Because what I'm getting at is not everybody's actually listening. Because if you can't acknowledge, and you can't clarify, and you can't say, so basically what I'm hearing is, and you summarize, then have you actually listened? Right? That's why I told Andrew, I said it was really good what you were doing on the phone. You were acknowledging everything they shared, and then you did acknowledge it, you stated it, based on everything, I've got the place for you. It has to be Merle's Inn, let me tell you why. You know? Super, super important. Now, question is, are you truly bringing this? Jeff Kurtz, for a short period of time, you were not bringing it, were you?
Got to bring it every day.
You got to bring it every day, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
So the Jeff Kurtz that I know brings this. You know, so we always got to check ourselves. But are you bringing it? Is it important? So we're going to move into this. How will that help you with your offers? This is a conversation we need to have. What's happening is there's a lot of time. And remember, all of this goes buyer and seller. You got to bring it. You got to get into motions with your sellers, 100%. Their home is the most beautiful home ever. Had this conversation with Jessica yesterday, right? They think that they're going to create their own market, by the way. We're just going to test the market. No, what you're trying to do is create your own. Yeah. Right? But if they don't trust you and you don't own that, bring energy, enthusiasm, get into their emotions of why they're doing what they're doing, and lead the process, they're going to lead you down a place to list a home. You're going to list a home, you'll spend all your energy, all your time, and you'll get nowhere.
Gee,
So
I've never done that.
yeah, right. Has that happened before?
Never done once.
I think the reason why we have these discussions is because we've all done it, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Jeremy was with me with the test the market seller.
Oh, that's what I was just thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told him, I was like, I don't think we might not be the agency for you. You heard me say it, so.
Oh, yeah.
Which is when he kind of pivoted and was like, well, what do you think about da-da-da? That's when he started asking questions to Jeremy, what he thought about this
Go
and that.
figure, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, the whole time I was like, I am making Jess so uncomfortable right now.
Yes!
I felt bad.
No, it wasn't bad.
That was my whole goal. If she was over there, I'm like, I'm going to make her like really uncomfortable.
Every time he'd say something, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said that, yes.
Yeah.
So it was good.
It's funny though, whenever you, so you own it, you have belief, you bring value, and whenever you own it, and then sometimes you just, I don't know that we're the company for you. Guess what he did? Tone changed a little bit, started asking Jeremy some more questions. It didn't end it there, guys. I've always told you if you do that, most of the time. Now, there's a reason sometimes you really want to shake their hand and like run, right? And lots of times they'll run after you. That's what I'm getting at. You know, but you might want to run faster sometimes because you don't want them to catch you. But when you do get real, they will sometimes be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody else was just dumping information and delivering to me and telling me what I wanted to hear. And these folks actually care and they have a plan. So maybe I want to hear more, right? But in terms of offers, let's talk about that. In terms of what is happening, right? You bring offers. You may or may not win them. I don't know. Is everybody in the office winning every one of their offers right now?
No.
Everybody? Would you like to win 95% of them?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun. Do you believe you can? Right? Does anybody believe they can? Show of hands and believe they actually can win 95% of the time. Right? Christina? You believe it?
Yes.
Yeah, Natalie? Right? So, if you truly do believe it, here's my question to you. What's it going to take for you to make that happen? What are you going to do in your business model, on your business plan on a day-to-day basis to not lose? Yes, ma'am.
Pre-frame.
You put the wine down. I appreciate that.
Pre-frame.
Yeah.
You have to really dig in with both buyers and sellers. Let them know how the market's performing. Let them know whenever you go in to make an offer that it's going to be a strong offer, that you play to win. Everything about it, you just have to keep them dialed in. Make sure that they know every aspect of it, and make sure that they are future-paced and know exactly how you're going to react whenever, if there's a bump in the road or anything like that. And that way you come with the strongest offer and they're confident in your offer, and you can win that way.
Yeah. Know your numbers always. Have we had numbers conversations lately, Jessica?
Yes.
Yeah. Her customer, what did the customer say? What did he say? So Jessica's jumping into like a pretty big, bigger profile customer, what have you, and she's like, Coach T, come on, help me now. What are we gonna do here? But then, once we met for a little bit, she came back and brought it, and I was like, damn, this girl's freaking on it, right? Lot to do with knowing our numbers, right? Mm-hmm. So if you don't think you need to know your numbers, or you think that every client out there has it figured out, trust me, they don't. They don't spend every day in real estate running numbers. But at the end of the day, buying or selling, their number does matter. So know your numbers. Break this down. If you don't have one of these, we'll get you one, and then we'll tie it around your neck. Know your numbers, right?
Jill, we need
Jill,
more.
these
That was supposed to remember that.
Yeah. Well, this is this is the return on investment right here.
There's some great apps out there for those of us who were born, more in this century or whatever.
That was towards you, right? I kind of like it. It's kind of fun to me. I can actually see it. That's awesome. But hey, know your numbers. And by the way, the offer, remember, whenever you're writing it, shouldn't be the first time. You should have spoken about it 5 or 6 times. You know the budgets they're working on. If it's around 250, let them know. Slow down, break down the numbers, and tell them we're not coming any less than 246. Period. So just making sure that that's exactly where we are. Is everybody okay with that? If they're not, have a conversation then, right? But here's the thing. So let me just stop for a second. What can you tell me on offers? Anything else other than that? What else can you tell me about? Because you said you believe 90 and 95%. So that is good there. Is there anything else you can do? Anything? This is their home.
Before the offer? But before,
throughout the process.
Research. They need to see what the market value is around there.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people that want to go way below market value. They want to make an offer, and
I'm gonna give you an example.
Yeah.
So, a house. So they're looking for a home, and they have a budget of $250 or what have you. And so you're finding homes, and you found a home that's $250, and they're in love with it. They're in love with it, and the comps show $242, right? But they're in love with this home, right? What do? This is it. This is the home. It's a little bit overpriced, not a bunch. It's a little bit overpriced. They're in love with the home. What do you do?
We talked to them about $8,000 over 30 years, and what that really comes down to monthly or daily.
Mm-hmm.
And that happiness will well outweigh what that cost factor is going to be.
100%. That goes back to knowing your numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You think you better be in some great energy, enthusiasm. You think you should be in their emotions. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is, don't get so caught up on having to be perfect with that number on the offer. This is their home. I don't know, myself included, family members, friends, the couple thousand clients that I've helped over the years, I don't know any of them that ever said, oh my God, why do we pay too much for a home? And there's been a bunch that came in thinking they were going to buy it at $226, and ended up buying at 234, including myself, a whole lot worse than that scenario. And I've always been super excited about my homes, and so have our clients. This is their home. This is where they're spending every day, all their memories, all their experiences with their kids, with their family members, with their friends. Let me tell you something, guys. You get into negotiations and you're 5 or 10 grand apart, I'm like, that is easy. If you can't get that to the closing table, if that's the home for them, you're missing it, or you miss something early on. So you do have to pre-frame, you do have to future pace, you do have to break down numbers, you have to let them know, remember, we're going to find the home for you. Don't use the language perfect. Just we're going to find an amazing home that fits your needs, because there is no 100% perfect home. But when it comes down to offers and what have you, come in strong, 98 to 103% of the purchase price is where you are today. Bring it, set it up way prior to that, and let them know. Remember, the seller side, if you're bringing offers, we're not going to get caught up in the emotions of that side of it, no matter what they come back with. But if you really want the home that you want, here's what I know. We can get it for you within the market and where the market is today. And that's not, and I'll just break it down. If the home's 250, that doesn't mean we come in at 230. We can certainly lose it then. And let me tell you something. If you start low and you think you're going to set the expectation, please don't do this. Well, I think if we come in here, we can get, we can work on it and get them to here. How the hell do you know that? You're not representing the other side, right? You don't. I mean, that's an assumption, and of course, does everybody know what assumption does? Right? But so, I mean, if you come in, if it's 250, it's 230, but I think we can work our way and get it to 240. Well, what if they counter back at 248.5? Now you've emotionally got your clients attached to a lower number, and you talking about now you're climbing uphill again. Does that make sense? It's got to be strong. This is their home. Now, one question I always ask agents is do they really want this home? They really want it. If somebody really wants a home, they'll purchase it. I'm not saying way out. I mean, if it's way outside of it, you're not going to be in the home anyway, right? But have I had cash buyers? Have I had cash buyers that market says 250, house is 280, but they want it? Hell yeah, right? Don't let your ego get in the way. It's their home. Matter of fact, get into their emotions and their head, right? Does that make sense? We want to chat about the challenge we had?
I can give you guys a couple different scenarios, but I had an offer that went into multiples. List price on the house was around 180. So we had an agent that came in that offered full list price, but she asked for 3% in closing costs.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, good one.
She had a VA loan. So I'm not trying intentionally not to give too many details.
Yeah.
We started, house was barely even on the market. I hadn't even got a lockbox on it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so we're talking like day one. It might have been like hour 12. Like it wasn't even day one.
Yeah.
But her client really wanted the home. Okay. So I said in our first conversation, I said, all right, I'll talk to my client, I'll get back to you with the counter. You're going to counter a full price offer. Well, I had to explain to her, it's not full price because you're asking for 3% in closing costs.
Yes.
Okay. So it started doing this right away. Well, by 24 hours later, it took her a while to send me the offer. I mean, so things are dragging on. So 24, 48 hours later, what ended up happening is we're in multiples.
Yeah.
She's at where she's at, didn't come up at all, didn't move. That was it. We ended up, now flip side, same thing. Sight unseen, watching the neighborhood, wants this house really bad. Agent tells me on the phone, just sit tight, don't answer yet. I'm going to write this strong as battery acid. I'll never forget it. I was like, what does that even, like, are you drinking battery acid? Like, I don't know what you're doing in your spare time, but whatever. So he comes in.
I've heard that before.
Like 3% over listing price. Yeah. So like 186 range, whatever it was. Goes in there, the financing terms were better, like no contingencies, nothing. I mean, just boom. I mean, guess who ends up getting the house? So there's 4 offers on the table, and and when you come back to it, you've got, what are we talking about? We're talking about $6,000.
Yep.
I mean, in mortgage money like $20.
Yeah. How long are you gonna be in this home? Ask them.
That's like a pizza.
They might say 5 or 10 years. They might say 25. Yeah.
Yeah, and now they're in the home they want in the neighborhood that their daughter lives in.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately, the other client, I mean, she lost out, and it was not a good situation. She really needed a house, and she didn't get it.
So by the way, guys, closing costs are part of the sale, by the way. And that's a great example, because don't ever think, oh, that was really funny, because you hear it all the time, the full price offer. Oh, but we want you to pay $6,500 in closing costs.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a full price offer, now $6,500. So instead of it being $180, it's now $73.5. Know that too, right? So if you're bringing closing costs, you need to be above the asking price. You need to bring it. So that customer really wanted that home. On the other side of it, they really wanted it, and they got it. Yes, ma'am.
Any advice for us if we have clients that want to purchase a home, but them selling their home is contingent on that? I have a client right now who's pre-approved, and they're ready to get the ball rolling with the sale.
Yeah.
Any suggestions how to come with the strongest offer and win at that if it's something that's brand new on the market?
I just went through that.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this
Sure.
for a second.
So I had somebody that came in. I mean, you got a lot of things that are in multiple offers right now. So the guy called me up and he said, these are the terms. The terms were good. He said, it's going to be contingent on their sale. Okay, is the house on the market yet? No. I said, don't waste 2 hours writing it up.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to add to that.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's got to be in the market.
Get the house on the market, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like number one,
Their house
and
is on the
present a
market.
strong case.
Yep, their house is on the market. I looked up their listing agent, called her in Connecticut.
Do you want to tell you that? Also, tell you to do that. Awesome.
Yep, she's got a great days on market average. She sells a house every 3.8 days.
Yeah.
So she's great. They've had multiple showings. I touch base with them pretty much every day. They have had an offer situation, but the people didn't. It was just crazy what their agent offered. But anyway, so they do have it on the market with one of the top agents in their area. Like I said, she sells a house every 3.8 days, and so they've got showings and everything. It's been on the market for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I've got a pretty strong case there.
You did a good job there. Always talk to the realtor, whoever has it listed. Find out what the market is. Get the have them send you something showing this is where my house is priced. These are the last number. It's just like you work the other side. These are the last number of sales. These are the ones that are on the market. This is where we're priced. And have them even send you some data saying this is just my opinion. But I've been doing this for however long. This house will sell within 30 to 45 days. The more data you can get, the better.
Yeah, she sent me actually all those statistics, everything to back it up in case in the event that I did write an offer for them.
Yeah, so you become extreme professional. You're always bringing major value. And of course, the one thing that I'm sure you've done, if not you need to, is get them with the lender and go ahead and get them moving the process forward. When you do that, even though they say lots of times they can't, they'll find out that they can go ahead and move forward now, right? So make sure you always, always, always do that, because they can win. And then one thing that I've done many, many, many times is that same customer doesn't think they need to sell, get them with the lender, talk to them about the process being, we've identified the home now, we're going to get this home for you, we're going to close in 45 or 60 days, our first payment's not going to be for another 45 days after we close. You've got a 3-month window here before you ever make a payment. There's a better than average chance that by the time we get there, you could literally, buy this loan down, right? And or pay it off. But I'm telling you, if you get the lender involved and you find out that they can be approved without selling, it's a bigger win. But at least you've got them committed, and that can go right along with everything too. Does that make sense? Yeah. So just the more details, the better chance. And then a strong offer.
Yeah.
Like a full price minimum.
Yeah. Because they've actually been with the lender. It is going to be contingent on selling their home.
Yeah.
But the lender that they're with, they love her, are on a first name Christmas card basis with her, so they definitely want to go through her.
Yeah.
But they've been pre-approved, so all of that's good to go.
Yeah.
But when we get to the offer situation, definitely full price.
Oh yeah.
And should I come with something?
What's the price? What's the price of the home?
$220.
Yeah. Yeah. It's full price. I mean, I'm just in today's world. I'm representing the seller. Jeremy's situation there. I've got 2 or 3 offers coming in. One's contingent on the sale. The other's $4 or $5 grand less than full price, but pre-approved or cash. You're gonna lose it all day long, right? So you better bring a strong offer if they really want that home. You know, it's either we get this home or we wait until we get it sold. Because if you don't bring strong offers there's very few sellers that are going to accept that. You know, I don't have a crystal ball,
Right.
but I've done this a little bit. Yeah.
Would you say go full price and offer to pay all the seller's closing costs, or a little over full price and something like that?
It just depends. I would just kind of look at full price is probably good, but just don't have them paying any of your closing costs.
Right.
Yeah, don't have them.
But if we were to pay the sellers, offer to pay the sellers,
I don't think you need to do that.
No.
Yeah, I don't think you need to do that. But just you've done a good job there. Yeah. I mean, one step that a lot of folks never do is get in touch with the realtor up north, wherever they are. And that has been a protocol of mine for years. It's like, okay, great. I don't want to live in the world of assumptions. I want to understand. So when I'll call Joe Smith with Coldwell Banker up in New Jersey, and Joe's like, oh man, the Joneses are great, but their house is worth $300 and they're priced at $425. We've been trying to sell this thing for 3 years. Yeah. Or, you know, the Joneses are great. We just put it on the market. Things are selling every 2 weeks. They're underpriced. They want to get to Myrtle Beach. They've actually talked to me about you. Which one's a stronger prospect? You think I've had that conversation before? They've actually talked about me and Myrtle Beach. They're serious about it and they're priced right. Right? Now, all that does is just give you more confidence. And confidence does move. It moves things. Confidence moves mountains. And now you'll bring more confidence to the seller when you present that offer. Because that's what you'll have to have, and not to mention back it up with documents. That they're on the market, this, that, and the other, and get your information from the realtor. That's a good question, though. Yes, ma'am.
Can we give a shout out to Miss Olivia Cox, who's at home?
What's up, Olivia? Feel better.
Feel better, Olivia.
We were talking about you. You're a rock star. Anything else on offers? Does all of that make sense? And I'm serious, guys. Just know this. Rob, let me ask you.